So hi there, in today's video we've got a question, and this question's from Preston and it has to do with speakers, mixers, and setting up some monitors. So his question goes, how do I add stage monitors, monitors as in plural, in addition to regular speakers? Example, if I have some 10-inch PA speakers and I want to add two 8-inch stage monitors. Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. What are we looking at? Let's take a look at the speakers first, and then we'll move over to the mixers. Now, we got a couple of mixers here. Size isn't really going to matter in this because we're going to look at how the general idea of hooking up stage monitors are. So it's proportionate to the job that you're going to be playing at and why you're going to go with still some stage monitors versus in-ear. We'll just cover that briefly, but mostly we're going to answer this particular question in this video. So here you go. Again, Preston mentioned the 10-inch and an 8-inch speaker now in pairs. Now, normally this is a good combination. Do think about setting this up in smaller spots. Now, when you have an actual monitor set up in front of you on stage, you're still going to hear all the ambient sound around you. It's going to be part of the actual performance. So you're going to hear the speaker, you're going to hear everything. Now, remember, all these speakers can be used as main, or you can lay them down, prop them up on their sides, and they turn into monitors directed right at you. Really great way to go. Now, it all comes down to how you hook them up. Now, if you were looking at a different type of mixer or amplifier, Preston, let me know, send me another message, and I'll get into that particular setup. But in this case, I'm going to go with the traditional current powered setup to some preamp mixers. So let's take a look at those mixers and we'll figure out a couple of different great ways that you can hook them up. So here we are. We're going to start with one of Alto's new mixers. Now this is a pretty straightforward setup. It's what you're traditionally going to see, a bunch of XLR cables for input, some 1/4 inch, this way you can have your keyboards, electric drum sets all plugged in. Everything you're going to want to do here, pretty much standard. Now the important part is our main outs in this particular case are balanced or unbalanced 1/4 inch and are either control room, but more importantly, our monitor and EFX electronic effects send option. That's the big key word here. So send, monitor, and effects. These are your outputs. These are all here. They're also in 1/4 inch, which can be balanced or unbalanced. Now down here, we're going to see the color dials. The yellow ones are for the monitor, which is right here. The orange ones are for the effects. Now, if I plan on using the effects inside, I'm not going to bother with the effects. Now here, if I plan on using stage monitors or any monitors at all, I can plug them in using here. So I would come up here, plug my 1/4 inch in here, run this to my left and right stage monitors, and off we go to the races, no problem. Now if I have no effects being used here, and I want to take even more options by having a different stage monitor set up on the right side and the left side of the stage, I can in this case use both EFX, which are the orange dials, and the yellow dials, which are the monitor. So again, my main left and right, maybe it's going out to the subwoofers and then to my tops, and then I can use either one or both of the send options. Now, this is the word that you're going to see really often on most of your equipment. There's always going to be options here to adjust the levels outputs. The levels are not based on your main level output unless there's a button that says that. Normally what's going to happen is you're going to be able to control your monitor levels by controlling these dials. Some channels you don't want to listen to. You might not want to listen to your own mic. You're going to want to listen to the guy playing guitars. Maybe you need to listen to somebody playing the bass. That's what you would turn on, and that would be the only thing you turn on. Maybe you have an electric keyboard set and you need to control that level so you can hear how that sounds for you. Those are all options you can do here. Turn on what you want, leave off what you don't, turn some on more than others. And that'll be different than your main output to your main output speakers. So let's take a quick look at how other mixer would do it. So this is Phoenix Pro, very popular on Amazon. This is the PTX 400, but they have a whole line of products. Now this particular one here, again, has the aux option here. So instead of saying monitor, they say aux, but it also says monitor just below that. And they also have EFX, the electronic effects that's built in. Now, if we look around, we're going to find up here that we have a MON, a monitor output option right here. So we can connect from here, and that would be these control dials right here. Now, of course, our main outs here are offered to us on XLR outputs and also offered to us in 1/4 inch. And then we have control room options here. Now, control room options are slightly different. Those tend to be the same as what you're going to get out of your headphones. So whatever you're doing with your headphones can go through a control room. But again, if you're looking for stage monitors, that's these guys right here. Stage monitors are all in the green dial in this particular case. Again, aux, and they even use the word monitor 1. Now they do put the word monitor 2 down here because they're thinking, hey, wait a minute, maybe they don't need the built-in effects. Maybe they're going to run a second monitor off the EFX. Again, it says send right here. It says EFX right here. So they're the same similar words that we've listened to and heard on the other actual mixer being used on this mixer here. We're going to see the same thing happen when it comes to setting up a digital mixer. Once you understand how an analog mixer works, running a digital mixer is all about just labeling and setting your ins and outputs. Once you do that, and you know what these guys do here, setting that up on a digital mixer will be no problem. Now remember, this mixer could have gotten way bigger. It could have been one of our big Mackie 32 channels. Could have been any other type of mixer. So if you're looking to set one up and you want to put monitors and your mains, that would be the way I'd like to see it set up. These are all guidelines and not rules. Remember that. So Preston, I hope that helped you out today a bit in your actual question that you sent me. So that question was actually asked originally on a video called Learn the Basics on How to Set Up a Portable PA Powered 8-Channel Audio System. So I'll have a link at the end of this video. And there'll also be a link to all these new questions that people are asking that I'm actually putting into videos. So I certainly hope that helps you out today in answering your question. If you got any more questions, by all means, throw them down in the comments down below. If you're Preston, I'd like to thank you for this question here. And if I didn't get it right, or if I didn't get the details you were looking for, just drop, the make, the model, stuff like that you might be looking at down below. Look for a lot more of these actual questions, because we're going through them every day, once or twice a day, and we're going to get through a whole bunch of them and hopefully help you out in getting your setup, regardless what it is.